If you've been living in West Africa for the past years, you will know that Africa is not also neglected by climate change. Definitely, if you've been living in Togo, for example, in the past years, you will understand how difficult it is for the local population to move around, especially when there is a lot of rainfall and unpredicted rainfall, and rainfall that brings out floods and natural disasters that people cannot manage, bringing some communities and some people in a lot of troubles. That is the reason why we are willing to provide this new project, which is called MBEUNDD. This is a name in a Senegalese local language, which means floods. And throughout this AI project, we are really willing to leverage new AI for flood and high accuracy flood prediction. By leveraging our expertise and available data sets from satellite images with several bands, we really think it is possible for us to come across a high accuracy AI model that can predict the upcoming floods, but also not only the upcoming floods, but the severity of them in different regions. For example, we will be able to classify region according to the level of water in specific region. And this will allow us to be able to provide guidance and technical guidance to the local population that will be willing to move during rainfall seasons. We really think that this project is feasible because there's a lot of available data set out there from Sentinel-2, from the NASA, from also Google Earth. We've been able to see that there is a data set from the 90s up until 2028 that can help us have access to quite a lot of satellite images that will help us predict floods according to the bands of these satellite images, but also we will be able to leverage some other high level techniques to achieve these projects. The ethical consideration here is only related to the work that we will be doing. We are targeting an impact to the social for the social good. We're targeting the majority of the population in West Africa who doesn't have access to high quality means of predicting or navigating in the cities when there is floods and rainfalls. First of all, we're planning to gather more satellite images, especially if we get a grant for this project. We're gonna be acquiring high quality satellite images with many bands, and that will allow us to build a flood prediction model, a flood prediction AI model that we will be leveraging for predicting the exact time and date where there will be floods in the West African region, especially in the Lomé area region. And then after that, we will be also leveraging additional satellite images to provide a level of water prediction model so that we can exactly and precisely predict the areas that are the most damaged by these floods that will be coming in the next years. And finally, we will be providing these services through a web platform where people, the governments and companies in the entertainment industry will be able to go there and have access to quality prediction, quality metrics about when to organize the events. But also we were planning to leverage this project via a bot that will help anyone texting with WhatsApp to have access to accurate way of displacement. And finally, why not planning of developing, let's say, a new navigation app that will include all these details with our new climate prediction AI model. Our team is comprised of high-level experts at least people who have experience related to building and developing AI models. Our team is comprised of Mohamed Ba, which is a well-known professional in the field of natural disaster prediction. He has developed a new solution in Senegal called Sehem, which is a wildfire prediction app that is adopted by the government over there. And with his expertise in using satellite images, along with the motivation and also the previous work of the MBEUNDD community, who have also been developing new AI models for natural language processing and other needs of local communities in Togo, we really believe that we will be able to achieve this project with a high success.
In summary, throughout this project called MBEUNDD, as written here after a spelling check, we're willing to empower Togo's resiliency in flood prediction and provide researchers, local authorities, and organizations with data-driven tools to save lives and reduce economic losses. In fact, the current challenge comes from insufficient data available out there for accurate model predictions, and this is often the cause of enormous economic impact and economic damage, which is the reason why we are proposing a toolkit for flood prediction, um, regarding all the factors, environmental factors out there, and the meteorological data that we have access to, and the fact that there is, as mentioned in the previous video, historical flood records that can help us build an accurate data set also for this task. We are really willing to be providing a toolkit that will allow real-time monitoring and allow at first to predict the areas where there will be the floods, and then be able to monitor the status of the latest in real time. We are going to develop a machine learning model based on these data sets that we are willing to provide open source. And while collecting the data, we will also make sure that we include a lot of details about the data, about the flood and the areas in the cities where there is gathering of water. At some stations in the city, there is a lot of gathering of water, and most of the time this is the reason why there is also floods, because when the rain occurs, and since there is not really a monitoring of these places, these regions also tend to be the epicenter of a lot of flood episodes. So we're willing to provide data about not only meteorological facts, but about the level of water in these stations as well. And then we're going to build on an advanced algorithm and an advanced model that can help us predict floods and the areas at risk based on all these patterns. And we are going to make sure that we validate this model via real-time scenarios and real-time data also of future episode of rain. And finally, this model is going to be implemented via an API also, by the companies and by the businesses that are willing to have access to this information, and for which this information is crucial for operation. Um, in in summary, again, this is a simple overview of what can be a real world application of this data set. I mean, this toolkit. And this is going to be a way that we are going to provide timely alert to the population, but also kind of risk mapping of the areas at risk in the region, and also a better way of allowing, for example, taxi model drivers to better allocate the resource and better manage their path and their service delivery when it comes to dealing with times of floods. And then finally, we were willing to provide also this app to local authorities for evacuation planning. So we're really willing to avoid all the life that oftentimes are lost in terms of floods episodes, and also avoid all the economic damages that happen to low income households, and also contribute to the sustainable development goals throughout these projects. Uh, Meaning that we are really willing to um, provide early warning to the people that can be harmed by flood related events, and also by predicting accurately the models and the regions where there's going to be these floods, we're really willing to help avoid too much economical damage. And finally, this open source data sets is also a way of providing and avoiding all the community out there to be less able to manage and to be represented in these areas also of research. So this is the reason why we are building this open data, and we're really willing to build regional partnerships with organizations, as this project is coming from the partnership of two organizations within the West African region. We really think that it's possible for us to work with many more organizations that have deep expertise in managing this kind of problem, so that we can leverage capacity building for local researchers and officials and all the stakeholders involved in managing this situation. And finally, we're really willing to also get international support because, as mentioned, if we get a lot of support, we will be able to, for example, gather high quality images for accurate model prediction. This is the reason why we're calling for the government and all the other this is the reason why we are calling to the government officials and researchers and NGO that have specific interest in such research to partner and to join forces with Ubangi so that we can uh, achieve this project. And finally, to provide a better glimpse at the project team, the team is comprised of myself, as mentioned previously, of Mohamed Ba, but also of from Francois and Henrietta, which who sorry have a real interest in digital marketing, and some other researchers such as Nohel Hudamwaki, which is a female data scientist in the Ubanji team. Thank you very much, and we're really willing to hear from you soon.